Stop Brexit Jacob Rees Mogg heckled by loudmouthed Remoaners during live interview. The Conservative MP was debating with Hilary Benn, after the government won a key Brexit vote in the House of Commons, when he was targeted by EU flag-waving Remain supporters at Westminster. Jacob Rees Mogg branded Remain supporters trying to stop Brexit as loud-mouthed as he continued with the Brexit debate. Theresa May fought off the threat of a defeat on the EU withdrawal bill after an 11th-hour concession over a meaningful vote on a no-deal Brexit was accepted by Tory rebels. As Mr. Rees Mogg discussed the outcome of the vote, which was passed by 319 to 303, the Tory MP was heckled. Waving flags in the background of the interview, the Remain supports repeatedly interrupted by shouting out "Stop Brexit." Jacob Rees Mogg swiftly said, "Brexit, in spite of a few loudmouthed people behind me, will go ahead. And will be a wonderful success. But it will go ahead and it will not be some phony parliamentary procedure to stop it." The group of Remain supports waited until Mr. Rees Mogg delivered his argument before shouting "Stop Brexit." Mr. Rees Mogg insisted the no-deal option needed to remain on the table in negotiations. He said, otherwise essentially the government would be accepting whatever Michel Barnier offered. Theresa May avoided defeat over her EU withdrawal bill as pro-EU MPs had been pushing for a meaningful vote on how ministers should proceed in the event of a no-deal Brexit. The government insisted it could not accept such a vote, arguing it would tie the hands of negotiators trying to secure a deal in Brussels. The meaningful would have likely paved the way for MPs to endorse an alternative to Mrs May's plan for the UK's exit from the EU. A last-minute concession had been made to appease Tory rebels who had threatened to vote against the government on its EU withdrawal bill. Dominic Grieve, a Conservative Remain supporter, who tabled the amendment, but voted with the government, said in the Commons before the vote, having finally obtained, I have to say with a little bit more difficult than I would have wished, the obvious acknowledgement of the sovereignty of this place over the executive in black and white language. I am prepared to accept the government's difficulty and support it. I am prepared to accept the government's difficulty and in the circumstances to accept the form of amendment it wants. After the vote, Grieve said, we've managed to reach a compromise without breaking the government, and I think some people don't realize we were getting quite close to that. I completely respect the view of my colleagues who disagree, but if we can compromise we can achieve more.